Okay, welcome to the fourth and final part of my Q&A video, answering your questions. There are only 3 questions left, so this shouldn't take too long. Let's begin. First question is from mrcanttouchthis, who asks, what is your prediction of what Shawn Michaels and Undertaker storyline will happen when they return? I take it you mean a storyline between The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. That's what I'm assuming you mean. I hope that's what you mean, because that's what I'm going to answer. And my answer is I don't think there will be an Undertaker-Shawn Michaels feud when they return. The reason I don't think that will happen is because at the time of the draft, when they put Cena, Triple H, Batista and Randy Orton, who are their 4 main guys in their own eyes, onto Raw, I was wondering why they didn't bring Shawn Michaels onto SmackDown, just so they could go, look, we're not forgetting about SmackDown. SmackDown got another big star, here's Shawn Michaels. And also because SmackDown has loads of good wrestlers on it, Shawn Michaels is a fantastic wrestler, he would fit in really well there. And I was wondering why they didn't put him on SmackDown. And I asked Bobby this, we were talking about this, and he said, well, he thought they wanted to keep The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels apart. And I'd have to agree, that's probably the reason. I mean, I know Shawn Michaels does like Raw, he doesn't want to be on SmackDown, but I think the reason they most likely kept them apart is because they don't want The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels to feud. Because let's face it, they can't better that match they had at WrestleMania. That was a 5-star match in my opinion. It should remain a sort of sacred thing. If they do have a feud when they come back, Shawn Michaels it'll just be the usual rematch feud. Shawn Michaels will come and say, look, you managed to, we had a great match at WrestleMania, you managed to beat me, how about a rematch? The Undertaker will accept, of course, and Shawn Michaels will probably win the rematch, as is often the case. It's quite hard to score a clean pinfall victory over The Undertaker, so I guess Shawn Michaels might turn heel. Possibly, I wouldn't be averse to that. But yes, my answer to your question is that I don't think there will be any Undertaker-Shawn Michaels storyline, but if there is, it'll be the usual rematch stuff. They may even do something like Shawn Michaels going, well, sure, you managed to beat me, but you managed to beat me at a night where no one's ever been able to defeat you. How about we have a match that no one's ever been able to defeat me at, or some nonsense like that. Something like that. Anyway, that's that. Penultimate question is Treasure Fan 02's last question. What is your opinion on AJ Styles' current status in TNA? It's a fucking joke, AJ Styles' current status in TNA. He hasn't held the TNA World title for 4 years, and he is the man who most exemplifies what that company should be, what that company once was. He is the man that exemplifies that. Mick Foley is the man who exemplifies what the company is right now. You know, just horrible booking decisions, you know. But AJ Styles should be the world champ. I think they either think one of 2 things. They think he's not over enough to be the world champion. If AJ Styles is not over enough, it's because you're booking him wrong, right? Because AJ Styles does all sorts of crazy shit in the ring. AJ Styles could get as over as anyone, right? They either think he's not over enough, or they think he doesn't need the belt. That's bullshit. As far as I'm concerned, he really needs the belt. He really needs... They really need to put forward the idea that AJ Styles is a credible main eventer. So yeah, he needs that championship belt. I have no clue why they haven't given it to him. But no, AJ Styles' position in TNA is a joke. He's involved in all these mid-card feuds. At the next pay-per-view, he's going to take on Kevin fucking Nash. Kevin Nash is so old, he can barely fucking move, and AJ Styles is going to have to carry him to a match. And I'm sure he will carry him to a 2.25 star match, but AJ Styles could have a 5-star match, and he could certainly have a 4-star match with, you know, Christopher Daniels or Samoa Joe every fucking time he tried. So ludicrous is my answer to that. Final question comes from Attitude Era 91, who asks, what do you think is the top heel in WWE? Some say Orton, others say Jericho, because he can deliver on the mic and in the ring. Firstly, I'd say Orton can deliver on the mic and in the ring. If we're talking top heels, I suppose you've got to talk about the person who's most over as a heel, and that's definitely Chris Jericho, right? The fans fucking hate him, and it's glorious. He comes out and, you know, he talks down to them, calls them parasites, and it's a beautiful act he's got going on. He's got this whole savior thing going on. People love that. I mean, they hate it, and I love it. Randy Orton gets quite a lot of cheers, mainly because he is the most talented wrestler in the main event picture on Raw. So he gets a lot of cheers. He does get booed a lot, obviously, because he's a heel, but he does get a lot of cheers, so you couldn't really call him totally over as a heel, just as you couldn't call John Cena totally over as a face. You could call them both totally over, which they are. But also Edge should definitely be in this discussion. Edge, for me, is definitely, he's a great heel, he's a great character. He's kind of a comedy heel in many ways, but he's got kind of a vicious streak as well. There are a lot of good things to be said about Edge, but Edge is injured right now, so we don't really have to talk about him. But I would say Edge and Jericho are better heels than Orton, because Edge and Jericho are two of the best performers around. In fact, in my view, Jericho probably is the best performer around, and not only is he currently the most over heel, if he wanted to be, if they turned his character, he could be the most over face in the company once again. So yeah, that's my view on that. Jericho. Okay, I'm finished. I've done all your questions. I hope you liked the answers. I hope you found them sufficient. I didn't fob anyone off, I hope. So yeah, thank you for sending those questions in. They were really good questions. I really enjoyed answering them. I really enjoyed reading them. So yeah, I'll do another Q&A video sometime down the line. So yeah, please feel free to rate this video, comment on this video, and subscribe if you wish. Okay, bye.